February 1959, 9 young, experienced hikers vanish in the frozen Ural Mountains of Russia. When search teams finally arrive, they find a scene straight out of a nightmare. Their tent is sliced open from the inside. A single trail of footprints leads away into the biting snow, some of them barefoot. The bodies are scattered across the landscape. Some are half-dressed in the brutal 30°C cold. Some are missing their eyes, and one is missing her tongue. There's no sign of an attacker, no evidence of a struggle, just a silent, frozen disaster on a mountain the local Mansi people call the Mountain of the Dead. You're watching Horror Holmes. Stick around, because you'll be the jury on this one. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, a sharp engineering student. These weren't amateurs. They were disciplined, certified hikers, well accustomed to harsh, unforgiving terrain. On January 25th, they set out for their expedition, laughing in photographs, meticulously recording every step of their journey in their diaries. By February 1st, they had pitched their tent on a steep slope of Kholat Syakhl. It would be their last known act of reason. Sometime that night, everything fell apart. We know from their journals that late evening was calm. They had dinner, wrote in their diaries. But sometime after midnight, something caused them to slice their tent open from the inside and flee into the deadly cold. Barefoot, barely dressed. Why? When searchers found the tent, it was still standing. All their warm clothes, boots, food, and gear were still inside untouched. About a mile downhill, under a massive cedar tree, the first two bodies were found. They were beside the remnants of a small fire, stripped down to their underwear. 3 more bodies were found between the tree and the tent, seemingly frozen mid-crawl back to camp. But the most horrifying discovery came 2 months later, when the snow melted. 4 other hikers were found buried in a ravine, suffering from massive internal injuries. We're talking crushed ribs and fractured skulls, with force comparable to a car crash. Yet, mysteriously, their bodies showed no external wounds, no bruises, no cuts. Every clue just deepens the mystery. The tent was cut from the inside, which screams pure, unadulterated panic. But what caused it? Traces of radiation were found on some of their clothing. It wasn't a lethal dose. But where did it come from? Adding to the enigma, local villagers reported seeing strange orange lights or glowing orbs in the sky on the very same night the hikers died. Was it a military test? A natural phenomenon? We still don't know. The autopsies revealed the sheer violence of the internal injuries. But the lack of bruising remains a medical puzzle. And the missing tongue? The official reports suggest it was postmortem scavenging by animals, but that single detail has fueled countless darker legends. Even their own cameras held a clue. The last photos taken show strange, blurred streaks of light against the black sky. Every piece of evidence seems to answer one question while creating 2 more. So, what happened on that mountain? The most accepted scientific theory is a slab avalanche. A wall of snow slid down, crushing the back of the tent and forcing a desperate, panicked escape. This would explain the flight and the subsequent freezing. But it doesn't explain why the tent was still standing, only partially covered, or the extreme internal injuries without external signs. Then there's the infrasound theory. Powerful winds whipping around the mountain could have created a low-frequency sound, inaudible to the human ear, but capable of inducing intense, irrational fear and panic. This fits the barefoot flight into the storm, but again, it fails to explain the crushing injuries. The military test theory suggests a secret weapon was being tested nearby. A concussion blast could have caused the pressure wave injuries without fire, and it might even explain the radiation traces and the orange lights. But there was no crater, no shrapnel, and no official records have ever surfaced. It remains pure speculation, or maybe it was a tragic, human chain of events. One person collapses, others attempt a rescue, and in the darkness and disorientation, chaos spirals out of control until everyone succumbs to the elements. It's simple, plausible, and heartbreakingly human. And of course, there's the folklore. The hikers trespassed on sacred land, angering ancient spirits. There's no evidence, but the story just refuses to die. Clinging to the eerie details of the case, the most likely scenario combines a few of these. Small, delayed avalanche might have initiated the panic. The group fled, disoriented by the dark and the piercing cold. Some tried to wait it out. Others froze trying to return. The 4 who sustained the worst injuries likely fell into the ravine. In the darkness, the impact causing their fatal wounds. It was a tragic accident, but it's not a closed case, because none of it fully explains why people miles away saw strange lights in the sky. That very same night, 9 lives ended without a single witness or clear motive. Every official file on the Dyatlov Pass incident is closed, but the questions still echo through the snow. If this case has you gripped, you're in the right place. This is Horror Holmes, where we dissect the truth hiding behind the folklore. I want to hear your verdict. Drop it in the comments below. Was it an avalanche, or the aftermath of something else? Your theory might just open our next file. And if you like us, chase mysteries built on solid facts, then like this video, subscribe, and keep your casebook ready. Because here on Horror Holmes, every mystery leaves evidence. It's just waiting for someone to read it right.